based on American history, some people believe that they won't receive equitable or safe care if they participate in a trial. How can you reassure those people who are concerned they'll be treated fairly?
Now, I think that this is a very important point and something that there's been a lot of emphasis to try to improve diversity in clinical trials because our American population is quite diverse. However, the participants that in general participate in clinical trials we unfortunately still have not a very diverse population in our clinical trials. I think what we need to first start doing is education to reach out to underrepresented communities, to start to build trust amongst these communities, to tell them about the value of clinical trials. And I think it's going to take some time to build trust first, because it does take quite a bit of trust to participate in a clinical trial. But I don't have a great answer for that other than we need to work hard to first build trust, and then I think the diversity will come.
Mm-hmm. How does holding on to some of these beliefs lead to limitations in care and create disparities?
So and rightfully so, if a patient is scared, or has some reservations of participating in a clinical trial, that they may, that's offered to them that may provide them with potentially something better than standard of care. They may be missing out on a potential opportunity. Also, potentially if a patient, if they're asked about a clinical trial and they have a negative connotation about them, then they may that may lose trust with their physician if they say, oh, my physician is asking me to participate in a clinical trial. I think it all boils down to trust. And as physicians, we need to demonstrate that we are worthy of the patient's trust, and we really are ingrained in us to treat every patient the same. I mean, that's what our oath is. That's what we're supposed to do. And I think that the vast majority of patients, they have ethically are treating patients exactly the same, regardless of their circumstances.
Yeah. Health equity means that no matter what a patient's circumstances, whether it be race, income issues, lack of education, that they should have access to the best care. What is being done by the medical community to address this issue?
So yes, this is a significant issue, and in particular with myeloproliferative neoplasms, in whom there are lots of oral drugs or with interferons. It's injectable, but it's you get the prescription and you give it to yourself. That there can be quite high copays, in some cases exorbitant amounts, which really are not able to be paid for by any the vast majority of people. So many companies do have copay assistance programs. Also, foundations have copay assistance programs. So I think that is at least one step in trying to make things more equitable, to get people who need a drug their drug at a very reasonable cost. Again, it does take sometimes some legwork on the part of the patient to seek out these programs, or to find an advocate for themselves to seek out these programs for them.